Japan is one of the hottest travel destinations right now, but if you want to go, you may want to do so soon because Japan is changing and soon the real Japan may be gone forever.
The next station is Tokyo.
Hey guys, Hoang here, and today we are going to talk about why this year might be your last chance to experience real Japan. A lot of things are shifting and changing in Japan, and as Japan continues to lead in modernization, all of that is coming at a cost. We'll go through some of the changes and then talk about what you can do to help. Let's dive into it. Japan is an incredibly popular tourist destination, with cities like Tokyo and Kyoto showing up in many top 10 travel destination lists. One of the big reasons for this is not only the beautiful Japanese culture, but the current weakening of Japan's currency, the yen. With a weak currency, it makes it much more affordable for other countries with stronger currencies to visit, and people have been flocking to the country with a record number of international visitors visiting the country in 2024 at nearly 37 million people, which is a 47% increase from the previous year and the highest number of visitors to Japan in a single year ever. However, due to Japan's weak yen, the amount of people from Japan traveling overseas in 2024 is down to around 70% of what it was in 2019. And this seems to reflect the weak yen, making it harder for the people of Japan to travel to other countries. With record-breaking numbers of tourists coming into the country, this has brought on an abundance of problems. The rise of social media in Japan has both helped showcase its amazing culture and traditions, but has also brought some of the worst tourists to the country. I have a video specifically about tourists ruining Japan, so if that's something you're interested in, then go and check that out. The tourism boom has changed how expensive things are in Japan for locals, and the incomes of workers in Japan haven't been able to keep up with all of the rising prices of things, especially in the touristy areas where prices are often marked up quite a bit since the vast majority of customers in the touristy areas are from overseas. All this to say that prices for things like food are becoming more expensive for tourists, but more importantly, more expensive for locals. All of this combined with a very strong work culture means that people are working insane hours, and the loneliness epidemic in Japan is at an all-time high. Nearly 1/3 of Japanese companies require employees to work more than 80 hours of overtime per month, and that has only worsened the loneliness epidemic. In Japan, nearly 1/3 of the population is over 65 years old, and Japan is third in the world for highest median age at nearly 50 years old. Now, 1/3 of the population being over 65 is a lot, but that number is expected to rise and go over 40% of the population being over 65 by the end of the century, or the year 2100. And the overall population of Japan is expected to drastically go down as well. Currently, Japan is at around 124 million people, and that is expected to decline to around 63 million people by the end of the century, or the year 2100, and that's about half the population. All of this puts a lot of pressure on taking care of the elderly, and in an article by Fortune, they reported that Japan's largest women's prison has become a home to a growing number of seniors. The ages of prisoners 65 and up nearly quadrupled from 2003 to 2022, and in interviews with some of the women there, they said that life in the prison is more stable than it is outside. They get regular meals, free healthcare, elder care, and most importantly for many of them, it is a place that provides community and companionship. Some of them, after getting out of prison, commit small crimes like shoplifting to get back in, especially people who are desperate and have no money. This shows how tough and lonely it can all be, and now bringing this all back to a weakened yen, the stress for locals is unbearable. The average age of farmers in Japan is 67 years old, and that age is steadily increasing, which means that food production will take a hit in the future, as well as the average age of farmers continues to increase, and Japan could run out of farmers in the next 15 years. Now, how does this all affect you? Well, first off, you know the matcha shortage that's currently going on in Japan? Well, that's not expected to get better anytime soon, and this age crisis isn't going to help. There is a big shortage of matcha farmers, and the demand globally continues to skyrocket, and that's putting a lot of stress on the farmers that farm matcha in Japan, who for the most part are all fairly old. All of this will also change the culture of Japan in the future. Many of the cultural and historical sites like shrines and temples are taken care of by older people who have strong passion for what they do. But as the newer generations get older, their values and traditions can be different, leading to less people wanting to do things like take care of historical sites. Also in Japan, there are many family-owned businesses or craftsman-specific businesses that are shutting down due to a lack of people to carry on the business. A gold leaf craftsman in Kanazawa said that there used to be over 300 gold leaf craftsmen in Kanazawa when he was younger, but now it's less than 20. That means that the real Japan, the cultural side of things, may change and shift as the younger generations take over. This means that if you want to experience the culture of Japan, the sooner you go, the better. If you go to Japan, you may notice that there are some places that have implemented dual pricing, which is a discounted rate for locals versus foreigners. This may seem unfair, as for you, this means that you would have to spend more. But if you look at it through the eyes of the locals and through all that we've talked about, it's hard for them to keep up with the rising costs. And if it costs us a bit more to help keep them going, then that might be the price that we have to pay. Now, there's more to this issue than just the population issue. The other reason that you'll want to visit Japan sooner rather than later is because of natural disasters. In 2011, a powerful earthquake rocked the country that was a 9 on the Richter scale, and it destroyed over 120,000 buildings and damaged over 1 million more. This also led to the nuclear accident at the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power station. Japan is a very seismically active country, and being prepared is key in case of an emergency. Experts are saying that there is an 80% chance of a magnitude 8 or 9 earthquake occurring in Japan within the next 30 years. This mega quake is expected to come from the Nankai Trough, which is near the southwestern region of Japan. This area produces a large mega quake every 100 to 200 years or so, and the last major quake from here was in 1994 and 1996, each measuring 8.1 in magnitude. Along these lines, authorities in Japan issued guidance earlier this year on what to do if Mount Fuji were to erupt. While there is no sign that Mount Fuji is going to erupt anytime soon, it is an active volcano. The last large-scale eruption was a bit over 300 years ago. The devastation from a large-scale eruption from Mount Fuji would be unimaginable for Japan. Though Japan is no stranger to volcanoes erupting, as it has 111 active volcanoes. All of this, though, does mean that damage from volcanoes and earthquakes is a real threat, and cultural and historical sites could potentially no longer exist. So in short, if they're there, you might as well go see them now. So I'm not saying that Japan is going to disappear tomorrow, but what I am saying is that, like other cultural sites around the world, there are places that have gotten destroyed in our lifetime. So while you do have the chance to go visit, might as well take that opportunity. Now, what can you do to help Japan? You can go there and enjoy things outside of just the typical tourist spots. Lots of local and family-owned businesses don't have the ability to pour into fancy advertising or hire influencers, but they do offer food and experiences that are just as good or usually even better than touristy spots and at cheaper prices. So doing a bit of research to find places off the beaten path not only helps you save money, but also helps their businesses out as well. The choices you make and what you do while in Japan can have a lasting effect on the people of Japan. Japan is changing, and there's going to be a lot of things happening over the next few years and few decades. But does that mean that you should push off your Japan trip? No, quite the opposite. Now is the best time to visit Japan. And if you want to experience the culture and traditions of Japan, you should definitely go before it disappears. Have you noticed the effects of over-tourism in Japan? Let me know in the comment section down below, and I will see you guys in the next one.